variable sur les recettes. Quand c'est bon, il n'y a rien à ajouter, rien à enlever. C'est être irréprochable sur le goût. Il faut prendre du plaisir pour en donner. Voilà, pour être un bon traiteur, il faut être intraitable.
Parfaitement intraitable.
Back to Magny Cours and the second race of the weekend for the European Sprint Prototype Cup. The second generation LMP3 cars just making their way on the formation lap is how they're going to line up. It's not John Brownson at the wheel of the number 3 DKR car. I can assure you it is Lawrence Hoare that qualified on pole position yesterday, ahead of Leonard Weiss in the Rinaldi number 33 Duqueine. There's 2 Duqueines at the front. Again, that's an incorrect name, but Miro Konopka running solo in the ARC Bratislava Ligier and then Ralph Mictree starting the number 26 Breton car that won yesterday alongside Ewan Thomas. So the formation lap underway to Duquesne to Ligier. Unfortunately, the Ginetta we were due to have from NG Sound Studio crashed. Was it Thursday afternoon, I believe it was, and so they're out for the weekend, very sadly. But there should be a very different complexion to yesterday's race, with the drivers who started yesterday taking the second stint. And so that means we have Lawrence Hoare leading the way, and we saw, you know, John Brownson running at the back of the grid at the start of the race, and that meant that Lawrence Hoare had his work cut out for him coming through the pack, and we saw how long it took him to get around Leonard Weiss, and that kind of compromised him, really. It did give Ralph Mictree an awful lot of free real estate at the head of the field. We will see what Lawrence Hoare can do, what kind of a gap can he build to give John Brownson, the IMSA prototype light champion, for the second part of the race. Driver change window between the 25th and 35th minute of the race. So you would imagine that Lawrence Hoare will go as far into the race as he can. It's a multiple champion in this car with the DKO squad across Le Mans Cup and European Le Mans Series. So the pace car will continue straight on into pit lane, and the two Duquesnes lead the two Ligiers over the line, and race 2 for the European Sprint Prototype Cup will get underway. 55 minutes of racing. Lawrence Hoare leads the way. Lawrence Hoare, as one would expect, leading the way. Ooh, headlights ablaze. That's going to make ID cars a nightmare later on, isn't it? A bit like 2 AM at Le Mans. There's a move on the inside there from Ralph Mictree. The Breton Ligier overtaking the ARC Bratislava car of Miro Konopka. A change for third position there. So Lawrence Hoare, who finished second yesterday, leading at the end of the first lap. Enjoying the howl of that Nissan V8 engine. They're cutting him alongside me in the pit lane. In the pit lane? Goodness me.
I don't think I am.
Do you know I did that earlier this year?
What? Me in the pit lane?
I welcomed one of the Porsche ambassadors into the pit lane incorrectly.
Well done.
But in fairness, I was on 3 hours sleep during the 24 hours. So.
Oh, was it that point? I was asleep.
Yes, you probably were.
Yes, I had a wonderful 24 hours Le Mans because I worked during the day and then I left at midnight after doing a piece in the woods, and then got back about 2, I think, and then I had to be back at the track for like 7. So I had like 4 hours sleep or so, which I think is pretty good for the 24 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you were doing stuff, but probably a little bit later than I was. I was probably on my way back to the RV to have a little kip.
Yeah, you had a kip before me.
About 1:30 in the morning, I think it was.
But you were up earlier, I seem to remember, weren't you?
Yeah, because I was back at about 5 a.m.
Yeah, you did the 5 a.m. Whereas I was still up early. It's just that it was an hour's drive in, wasn't it, from the hotel?
That's the lucky thing. That's what I sort of I hoped for a spot at the circuit, which I got sort of at the 11th hour. Really, the joys of working in broadcasting and motorsports, where
it's all glamour, baby.
All the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I can assure you, as much as we try, we're part of the problem. We try and make it look glamorous. And then complain when we do on the broadcast, don't we? But then sort of complain when people don't realise that actually it's quite arduous work sometimes.
So, I mean, it's not. It's watching a load of cars go around, Chris. It's not that bad.
Isn't it? Quite literally.
Looks nice in the dark, though.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm enjoying this sort of, like you say, it's a bit of a throwback to watching 24-hour racing. It's currently 20 to 8 here local time, and it's got suddenly dark very quickly. The nights are drawn in, haven't they? And we're getting winters round the corner. It'll soon be Christmas.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, we were talking about this yesterday, about how soon it will be the Rolex 24 before you know it, and then before you know it, it'll be the Indy 500 again. And then Le Mans will come back around, and he'll be saying this before we know it again in October next year. It's all going by very, very quickly, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that lovely sky. God, yeah, you've woken up on the happy side of bed, haven't you? he's had an afternoon nap, and now he's furious.
Yeah, a little post-lunch Christmas lunch nap.
Christmas lunch.
Yeah, a little Christmas lunch nap. That's the only time I've ever napped after a meal was on Christmas Day.
No, I love Christmas Day, so I try and have every moment of it awake and coherent and in the room. Because lots of people I know go out on Christmas Eve.
I find that bizarre.
I've never done it. And then they wake up Christmas Day hungover, and I'm like, why would you do that? Christmas Day is the most magical time of the year.
I was going to say, there's not much magic in a hangover, is there?
Yeah, you just feel rubbish all day, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, and I suppose some people have different Christmases from me. I tend to spend it with my family. So yeah, and some people do it on Christmas Eve, don't they? They do the family day on the Christmas Eve bit. But I just love a glass of champagne.
The royal family. They celebrate Christmas on Christmas
the fictional
Eve.
Family. The
royal family.
Okay, so I thought you meant the TV show again.
No, the real royal family.
Do they?
Yeah. Because of their lineage.
Oh, did not know that.
It's a German tradition, yeah.
The Queenie works on Christmas Day, doesn't she? She's busy.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah, she's... The King. Sorry.
Don't I do this all the time as well?
She was great. I really liked her. And also it was pre-recorded anyway. Or did they do them live in the end? Oh, sorry, touched my mic.
The Queen's speech.
The speech.
And the King's speech. Not to be confused with the movie, of course, that cracking movie with Colin Farrell.
Oh, it is a great film. Yeah, I haven't watched that in ages. But I think they used to do it live, didn't they? And then now they pre-rec it, I think.
Probably just be an AI video this year, I imagine.
Scary, yeah. AI is scary. You're not listening to AI. This is real people talking about Christmas Day. What's your favourite thing in Christmas Day?
Text us on...
Turning a bit partridge.
282-010.
Oh, here's the Yorkshire tea livery.
Yeah, back again.
Back again. We have more racing to come this evening. We have one more race to come, don't we?
Yes.
We have one more race.
Ultimate GT Sprint Cup.
In theory, there is scheduled another race to come. And then tomorrow we've got plenty of racing, but we have the qualifying tonight, don't we, for the Kennel GT Endurance, which I completely just forgot until that 1 second.
Yeah, that'll be our sort of final session of the day. So a night qualifying for Kennel GT Endurance Cup, and then their 4-hour race taking place tomorrow morning, isn't it? Due to get underway at 10:30 a.m. So probably join us from about 10 a.m. Or just after here on Ultimate Cup TV. Kicking off the day, though, with the first of 3 Ligier Formula Cup races. They've got a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, really busy. Yeah, really busy. 3 races, one at 9 a.m., one at around 3 p.m., just before 3 p.m., and one just after 5 p.m. So, yeah, plenty of action for the single-seaters tomorrow.
And, well, you better hope that none of them have a sort of big shunt early on, because there's not an awful lot of leeway in the schedule, particularly between the second and third race.
No, but sometimes they have qualifying and then the race on the same day, and there's not much time between it. So, yeah, it's a quick turnaround.
Qualifying itself was pretty eventful as well. A couple of red flags.
That was a good qualifying session. Yeah, it was a good qualifying session. So that gets underway at 9 a.m. Hopefully it won't be as foggy as it was this morning. It was very foggy as we came into the track today, and the prototype endurance race was delayed by an hour. Great race. If you missed that, do make sure you head back onto our YouTube channel and watch it. I still can't believe you watch live sport back. I've got a lot of time for this.
It's more of a background jobby while I get on with work. You know, I'll stick an endurance race on from the weekend, that I've missed, because I do spend most of my weekends now at racetracks. And I'll stick WEC on, I'll stick an IMSA race on or something just in the background. Bit of smoke in the background there that looked like Goodyear tyre smoke. Probably under braking for the Virage de l'Ice, I'd have thought. So 10 minutes gone in this race. I must say I do miss the Nissan V8 from the European Le Mans Series and Le Mans Cup races this year. It's nice to have a slightly wider variety of manufacturers across the 2 series. It is a shame to lose what really was one of, if not the best sounding engine in global motorsport. I must say, I stood on the balcony in the TV compound at Le Mans this year at the start of the Le Mans Cup race, the Road to Le Mans race as it's officially known, supporting the 24 hours. And, you know, it wasn't far, you know, from the track. It was maybe a couple of 100 meters behind the main building at the on the start-finish straight, where the karting track is actually. No, not where the karting track is. That's the support pits. It's
a great story.
Yeah, no, part of the.
Really painting a picture as a commentator.
It's part of the. Yeah, we've got 42 minutes to get through this. Part of the Grand Prix circuit.
Yes.
And just as the you know, cars were going by, you know, there's a fair few of them. There's about at least 20, I think maybe even 30 of them at Le Mans, roaring by, and it didn't shake my chest. It didn't rattle me like, you know, the V8 would. At the start of a Le Mans Cup race in, you know, previous years, children would have run away screaming.
I used to sleep through Le Mans when I was younger, apparently, because my dad used to work it, so we used to be trackside with the marshals, and apparently that was what like we slept better while the cars were on track. Somehow
I had the lullaby of sweet V10s and V8s.
Genuinely, because if you think about it, like, because it's a continuous noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, it's like white noise is a continuous noise. It's just not as the frequency is slightly different.
Do you still use a white noise machine to sleep?
I use birds. I don't use anything.
But you have your own birds that you bring with you?
Yes, I bring canaries everywhere.
Do they also dress you in the morning like a sort of Disney princess?
Yeah, like Snow White. Yes, that does happen. Did you not hear them this morning?
God, I must have slept through that one, I'm afraid.
It's a shame.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get them to dress you. You might look better.
Wow.
We're in the same outfits. We're in literally.
Bearing in mind, the only thing I'm wearing that doesn't have a brand on it at the moment is my jeans.
What scares me the most is one of our producers is listening over us and just said it was a low blow, but I said it didn't look good.
It was a fairly low blow. Wearing one thing that's mine, and my shoes, I guess, as well.
40 minutes left on the clock then. Lauren Hoare is having a lovely time out there.
Loving life.
Loving life, 9 laps in, and setting pretty fast laps out there with a bit of clear air.
Magny almost to himself.
It's a nice livery, though. I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, that 26, and Ralph being out there at the moment rather than his teammate.
Young Ewan Thomas who takes over the car.
How young is Young?
Young Ewan Thomas is still a teenager.
That's young.
He was, I don't have his date of birth, but he was 17 at the start of the year. So he might be 18 now, but still
he's a baby.
A wee boy.
He is young.
He's very young, but only his second year of car racing. Started in MX5 Super Cup last year in the UK. Having started karting only 4 years ago, at the age of 14.
That is a rapid movement up to what he's racing now.
Absolutely, and made his Le Mans Cup debut this year as well at Le Mans, and was out in Silverstone, although the races did not quite go according to plan. But yeah, quite a rapid rise for young Ewan. He was the youngest driver in the British Kart Championship in the X30 Seniors when he was racing there in 2023, and still managed to finish as the top rookie in that class.
Gosh, you're a fountain of knowledge, aren't you?
Yes, well, I do like to please. He's also at Loughborough College at the moment on the Motorsport UK Academy program on one of their courses. Which I think is engineering related, if memory serves me correctly. So it's something you find many young drivers doing, is taking an engineering course. I know Marlon Hernandez is doing the same as well, a racer in the European Endurance Prototype Cup, which these cars used to be a part of, but with the third generation cars coming into play, support for these cars was rather shortened. And so meant we had to rather limit ourselves to 55-minute races rather than allowing them to do 4 and even 6-hour races in Ultimate Cup competition. Which is a shame, because I used to like to see the differences between the Novas and the LMP3, which are similar level of machinery, both with a Rorty 500 horsepower V8 engine. Here, who is very well acquainted with a variety of prototype machinery, having driven various manufacturers, both LMP3 and LMP2. So has raced the Ginetta P315, which I think was the first generation LMP3 car. Then the Ginetta as well, the G61 LT. It's the second generation car, of course, driving the Ligier GSP 320 as well at the moment. And then in LMP2, of course, driven the Oreca 07, everyone has. But also the Ligier, the JSP2, didn't quite catch on in the same gordishly successful numbers as the Oreca 07 in his 4 appearances at the Le Mans 24-hour. In the LMP2 category. I was having a chat with Matthias Besch about this earlier. Thinking, is the Oreca 07, the current LMP2 car, possibly the most successful and popular race car ever built?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably at this stage.
I mean, I wish we could keep it for forever. I know it's already done, you know,
keep it
8
forever.
years
Yeah.
of service.
She's had a busy old time out there.
You know, she's done very well and been a fabulous race car, despite we're constantly having to clip its wings because of the new hypercars. It's still magnificent and still provides brilliant racing.
Yeah, no, I think, that's not a bad shout. Matthias has some great stuff to talk about, actually, when we were listening to him earlier. And I was surprised how much time he gave you, actually. He stayed here for a long time.
I was very thankful.
Yeah, no, it was a good race, the prototype in general, but the first few hours they were always a little bit slower, just because people are sort of working out the strategy and they know it's a longer race to come and such. So his insight was really, really interesting, actually.
The first hour, it's easier to follow because we haven't had the big pit stop sequence yet. But then all the strategies sort of mix up, and then it all sort of converges in the final half an hour again. So there's a good 2.5 hours where we don't really know what's going on, to be honest.
Oh, I love it. I love the middle part, between the 2 and the 3 hour mark, where I'll go and speak to a driver and I'm like, I mean, it looks all right.
Yeah. Oh, what are you doing?
You're still okay. I mean, you still got some, mandatory pit stops to take, and everyone's sort of, you can kind of see who's sort of net okay, but you can't really work out who the top 5 is. And it's in the last hour, really, you start really working out exactly what's happening with endurance racing. This one's slightly different, as our field is a little bit smaller. So as we can see that Lauren Hoare is pretty comfortable out there, 1 lap ahead, and enjoying himself with a pretty speedy lap out there.
Yeah, it just keeps doing purples, doesn't he? Yeah, it's purple sector after purple sector, purple lap after purple lap. I mean, these are kind of pretty ideal conditions, really, to be hot lapping in, isn't it?
We should go in there. Let's jump in.
Double check. I mean, somehow, I'd love a driver to come in and really explain to me the minutiae of why certain years we seem to have very rapid cars. Now, in fairness, this time would have been done on a Michelin tyre, and these current ones are on Goodyears. Now, this is not a comment on the Goodyear tyre, but obviously LMP3 cars are kind of designed around the Michelin tyre, but the lap record around this track, set in 2020 by Alessandro Giretti, is a 1:32.476. Lawrence Hoare, who we know is one of the best drivers in LMP3, a 1:34.987 so far in this race. So about 2.5 seconds slower. Oh, off for the Rinaldi racing car, the Leonard Weiss machine going into Virage de Lice. Weiss off at Lice.
Oh, dear.
Manages to continue on his way.
Oh, just nearly fell off my chair. There's a moment for everyone there. Nearly had a massive shunt.
How have you managed to almost crash on a very even floor?
Well, that's true actually, because I thought I fell on the wire, and the wire I've noticed is actually pretty far away.
Yeah, there is a wrapper right by your chair, which has been discarded by one of our technicians.
And that was probably me actually.
No, I'm going to blame the technicians.
No, don't blame them. They did everything for us.
They work so much harder than us.
I was going to say, they literally put all this together. I'm so grateful for behind the scenes and everybody that's worked incredibly hard to make this happen this weekend.
Oh, guys, I've got some... Oh, sorry, you...
No, they've just had... They get a lot from us, especially you. You shout them all the time.
I do not shout at them.
I want a producer in my ear right now to be like, Chris... A little bit.
Oh,
there we go, see?
No.
And am I much nicer? Ain't this scared of you?
I wish
See?
everyone at home, I wish we had an open channel.
And you don't need an open
this.
channel. I can tell you what Nathaniel was saying, okay? And you scare the bloke.
I am a big, soft, cuddly bear. Everyone knows it.
Okay. Anyway. Big soft. Yeah.
I've got some breaking news about Ultimate GT Sprint Cup, which is coming up
Dun, dun, dun.
in about 45 minutes.
Okay. Go for it.
So, I think we were down to 6 cars because we lost one of the SR&R Ferraris. The Corvette Olivier Morahan will not be taking part, so we lost that car. We've also lost Pierre Aru, the Herrera Racing Audi. So I think we're only going to have 5 cars for that race, which remember that you can ring the bell on YouTube to be notified of our live streams. Just remember that.
There is plenty of great racing to come, of course, though. Tomorrow, if you are into your single-seaters, do join us. I'm actually really looking forward to the Who's Your Formula Cup.
So am I.
Yeah, we've got some great championship battles happening in that championship, seeing some young drivers coming through, also really exciting. We've got a championship title battle, and we had a great qualifying session earlier, actually, with Hugh Barter taking double pole, but managed to take it just in the final seconds of the second part of qualifying. We've got a driver change coming up then, Chris.
Yep, so it is open, 26.5 minutes in, and it's, as you'd expect, Ralph Micatry.
Young Ewan Thomas.
So the bronze driver, the only bronze driver who has a teammate in this race, so you'd anticipate he'd be the first one to vacate the car, and it is young Ewan, who is getting aboard the Breton Racing Ligier now.
I do like it when Ewan gets behind the wheel. We get to see a nice little Well, I would say a masterclass. I'm so excited to see what his future is. If he's this talented, I know, obviously, we haven't got, with a championship like this, it's harder to really be battling for position. So he's seeing less of that, but more lap time, the better for him.
But it's been a great testing ground for him in order to make his Le Mans Cup debut. And I don't think there's many drivers who, in their first, let's say, proper LMP3 race, and of course it was his first time in the third generation car as well when he made his debut at Le Mans and qualified 4th on the grid. And that's quite a rarity, because I think, if memory serves, it's supposed to be the bronze drivers who qualified that car, but because of the unique format of the Road to Le Mans, that is actually a rare opportunity for the pro drivers to actually showcase their ability. So
also, be good to see. Well, be interesting to see what he can do from a lap down. Leonard Weiss at the moment is 25 seconds behind Laurent Hall, but let's see what Ewan Thomas can do down in 3rd at the moment, and see if he can close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, they've just gone a lap down potentially because of that pit stop. I think so. That should even out later on as Miro Konopka comes in.
Well, everyone was a lap down a moment ago, but yes.
I think that just takes a while to update, because Lawrence Hoare's got quite a sizable advantage over the chasing pack. So no teammate for Miro Konopka to hand over to there. Just served the minimum stationary time. No refueling, of course. 55 minutes is the maximum run time. And so I remember there was a whole hoo-ha when these cars were introduced, because it's 2-hour races in Le Mans Cup, but the new engine was slightly too thirsty. There was a bit of a boo-boo with the design. I think they traded off the quality of the noise for the quality of the fuel consumption. I think right decision, but it did mean that they introduced a sort of splash and dash stop for the very end of the race. He would serve in the last 20 minutes of a Le Mans Cup race before eventually deciding, actually, it might just be easier if we reduce the race length to 1 hour and 50 instead.
It's clever that they worked that out, isn't it? To make it easier all round, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it did. A couple of years, I think we ran the went with 2-hour races with the splash and dash. Of course, with the twin turbo V6, nowhere near as thirsty, so it's quite simple to do the 1 hour now, I think.
.24 minutes left then, and Ewan Thomas setting some personal bests out there, as you would expect, being the silver driver.
Yeah, setting that car's best sectors now. The Pro aboard in that Pro-Am car, halfway through the driver change window period. So I expect another in the next 4 minutes or so. Lawrence Hoare and Leonard Weiss will bring their cars into pit lane.
Ewan Thomas then manages to make his way up to 3rd, because the number 44 has come into the pit lane. And once again, Ewan Thomas setting some personal bests out there, so he's obviously finding his rhythm a little bit.
Quite. I must say, I am a big fan of, I've noticed this in a few countries, but I haven't seen this in the UK, the Star Wars branding on the Coke cans out here, which have been accompanying me in the commentary box very nicely at the moment. And got good old Palpy on my can of Coke.
You must be absolutely buzzing. Isn't that your like third Coca-Cola today?
Do you know, I'm normally on the diet.
I know. What you do on the Zero.
Coke Zero or Diet Coke, whichever is available.
Other.
Neither are available to me this weekend. I should be writing my complaints to the catering company.
Other soft drinks are also available.
Yeah, I must say, I am...
Also, you get them for free. Do not be writing anything to anybody. You should be grateful.
I must say, I am... You say other drinks are available. I'm actually a Pepsi guy. But they're much less popular in Europe.
Oh, no. You used to always just get Pepsi. I always used to get Pepsi when I used to...
No, they're not in any of the shops. They're not in any of like the airport, train stations.
It used
or
to be
anything
Pepsi,
like that.
and then maybe Coca-Cola was taken over.
No, I am a Pepsi Max guy.
There's a lot of Pepsi in America.
I am the guy. Have you seen those challenges on social media where they have a series of like blind drink testing, and it will be like Coke, Pepsi, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and people got to try and tell the difference. And people are always like, oh, I can absolutely tell the difference, and then they can't.
You think you could?
I think I could.
Or you think?
I think I'm the exception to the rule. Yeah, like commentate.
Yeah, you just got overconfidence. I find Coke is very sweet.
It is very sweet. I'm drinking it just because there's nothing else available.
I could do with a cup of tea.
Lawrence Hoare into pit lane, handing over to John Brownson, the 72-year-old American. Recently turned 72, actually, did John. His birthday was on Thursday, I want to say. 8th of October. When was that? It was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So happy birthday for Wednesday, John Brownson. Oh, quite a bit of smoke. I hope that's just heat off the brakes. Look at that, wiping inside the car. Is it misting up in there because it's so cold outside, I wonder? I must admit, I've not seen that before.
I would assume once they open the door, the condensation from the heat of the driver has actually been the thing that has heated up the... Because obviously, I don't know how many people out there have been steaming quite a lot. I've been near a driver that's just got out of a car after endurance racing. I don't know if that looks healthy.
It doesn't, does it?
I'm like, are we
still smoking?
Yeah, and it's stopped now. Maybe it was the brakes just overheating.
It might just be some oil burning off in the exhaust system. We've sat there for a while.
Drivers, when they get out of a car, are hotter than the sun. And they're just very warm. So it could have been that they've opened the door and the heat of the driver has caused the condensation.
I remember as a journalist, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, Claire, the post-race press conference with the podium drivers, and that distinct smell, combination of sweat and champagne. John Brownson going for a spin on his outlap, cold tyres. And still smoking there. I wonder if that's leaking something, because there's definitely still smoke coming out of there. Take a look at it again. Spinning on the exit. I must apologise. It is still Michelin tyres on these cars, by the way. Ignore me. Oh, John Brownson's gone again. I think there might be something wrong with the rear of the car. If there's all that smoke coming out the back, I think it might be leaking oil onto the rear wheels, onto the rear tyres. Oh, look at all that gravel that's just come out of there.
There's some liquid, there's some fluid there.
That is the erstwhile leading car at the hands of Lawrence Hoare, now in the hands of John Brownson that has got a technical problem. And we're going to see the second incident now for John Brownson going through the Nürburgring chicane. Black and orange flag for car number 3, and that's because it is smoking, and I think it is just spinning on its own fluid.
When it came out of the pit lane, I said that car does not look right.
Well,
and,
and now it's properly stopped. Oh, no, sorry, that was still the replay.
Yeah,
sorry.
No,
wow, goodness me. This is certainly the most dramatic European Sprint Prototype Cup race we've ever had, with dramas here for John Brownson, and he's about to be passed here by Thomas Ambiel. He hasn't come into pit lane, though. He hasn't followed the... No, but he's been told to come into pit lane. He's been given the black and orange flag.
Yeah.
And is that Ewan Thomas coming through? Yes, it is. So he's passed one of those cars into second place. You can see the fluid. I hope Ewan Thomas is aware that that car's depositing something, doesn't follow it too closely. And yeah, well, Johnson's still going. He's actually chopping the nose of the Breton car. And you've got to wonder what sort of communication is going on between team and driver here. Quite interestingly, we do have access to a chat between the teams and race control as Ewan Thomas does take the lead of the race into the Adelaide hairpin. DKR is asking why they have a black and orange flag. I mean, from up here, it seems pretty obvious.
I'm pausing for effect because I agree. Though it does look like it's not doing anything now.
It looks okay now, doesn't it? But
and maybe they'll say, well, actually, no, it was his own mistake on his outlap, and it's still a bit twitchy. And maybe they'll say, oh, no, it's just the fuel burning off, like you said. But I mean, it's stopped now, but.
It did seem an awful lot. Oh, he's really slowing down.
Yeah, now he's not slow.
But it did really... Oh, don't close the door on Thomas Ambiel. We can't afford to lose any cars. Look how much both of them were struggling. Probably because there is fluid coming out of the back of that car. And he's come across it. And even Thomas Ambiel's struggling to get around there. And again, he's not coming into pit lane.
Interesting choice.
Very interesting. Well, Ewan Thomas now leads for Breton Racing. They're on course for back-to-back victories.
Oh, I don't have that group chat. I was wondering what group chat you had of all the others, but I don't have that one.
Ah, yeah. That's because it's new for this year.
Yeah. Well, track limits now reported with a warning flag for John Brownson. So
that's at the last chicane. I think it just seen he ran deep into the chicane and then basically just straight lined the curb on the left-hand element of that chicane. I imagine there's quite an argument happening between race control and DKR at the moment.
Yes, I think they're obviously staying out because what's the saying? Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
What I just said.
Yeah. I was giving you the full.
Thank you for filling in those
the blanks.
The blanks.
I learned that lesson on a day back in my boring office days.
There's nothing wrong with working in an office.
Yeah, no, just the job was boring. We were trying to film on the roof on a particularly windy day, and I had asked if we can, get access to the roof because it was locked, and they said no, you can't because it's too windy, it's too dangerous.
Oh.
My boss said to me, "Why didn't you just do it?" And ask for forgiveness later. Now, yet more drama on the horizon here with the race leader under investigation for a pit stop infringement. So we've had black and orange flag for DKR. I think if they stay out for one more lap, they will end up getting a black flag for not coming in.
I've never seen a black flag before.
Have you not?
No, not properly, because usually teams come in, don't they?
Well, certainly a dramatic race here. Could hand it to Rinaldi. if Ewan Thomas is to pick up a penalty. Depends on how much gap he can pull. Last time around, he was 5 seconds quicker than the second place car, was our race leader. So might be able to negate a penalty. Wait to see if John Brownson, it's a 1 second stop and go penalty for car number 26 for our race leader. That could have been worse, but that is probably just not quite respecting the minimum pit stop time. That's usually how it goes. Now, that driving through the pit lane, stopping for 1 second and then yeah, on your way again. Gap at the moment is 17 seconds with 12 minutes to go. I think Ewan Thomas can negate that penalty. He'll have a couple of laps in which he has to serve it, in which time we'll probably try and pull the necessary gap. But again, nearly 6 seconds quicker on that previous lap. Of course, Ewan Thomas is the pro driver. He's the only pro driver on the track at the moment because the bronze drivers have all taken over. This looks like Breton Racing getting ready to receive Ewan Thomas for his penalty. He's just coming around turns 10 towards the Imola chicane. Looks like he'll be serving that penalty this lap. Wait to see if there is going to be any further penalty for this car, the DKR John Brownson, for not respecting that black and orange flag. Whatever issue there was on that car, it does seem to have at least temporarily resolved itself. So maybe they were right to argue the points because he seems to be running now, but the breaking news is that Ewan Thomas has a 1 second stop and go penalty for not respecting the minimum pit stop time, but lapping 5 to 6 seconds a lap quicker than Thomas Ambiel at the moment. He has carried on for another lap. I did see Breton were ready to receive him, but I think at this pace he will probably still come out ahead of Thomas Ambiel, so the penalty might be moot. We'll see.
Well, it's all going on. Who knew?
Yeah. Oh, it's 10 minutes to go. So where's Ewan Thomas on the track? Just coming up to the final couple of corners. Surely he's got to come in this lap to serve that penalty. Message was given 2018. It's now 2021. So should come in this lap. Yes, he is. He is in pit lane, ready to serve that 1 second penalty. In he goes. Well, this is definitely longer than a second.
That was not.
That was a bit unnecessary.
That was about 3 seconds.
That was a bit.
Wanted to give him a challenge, maybe.
Bit Nico Rosberg in Germany that 1 year. Do you remember? They kept him there for about 5-6 seconds longer than he needed to.
Maybe he hasn't served many penalties, and that's his first kind of stopping and going. Because 1 second to stop is quite a hard thing to do.
Yeah, because he was given the message when to go, really, wasn't he? But
yeah, it's quick though.
I mean, we're talking about it really is a moot point. He's still ahead of Thomas Ambiel. He had a 29-second gap before he pulled into pit lane. So yeah, really, it's made no difference there at all. They could have cheated even further. Oh dear, I've got a little bit more breaking news, I'm afraid. because, geez, how many cars have we got actually taking part in Ultimate GT Sprint? Because I'm going to have to take a list here because
hang on. So
I've had more withdrawals.
Okay. 2 is not taking part. Have you got the thing?
So hold on. We already know that the number 20 has not been taking part this weekend.
Yeah, so no 20.
So there's no 20. 64 has pulled out.
2 is pulled out.
Olivia Morahan has pulled out. And then the latest, the 350, that didn't start race 3.
353.
353, so Emilio Rocci is also out. That
12.
puts us down to 3 cars.
Hang on.
Oh, no, so the Huracan
And
is out. And the 212.
So car 8 is taking part.
But so that's 2 cars. That's literally 2 cars. Guys, I apologise if you've been looking forward to the Ultimate GT Sprint Cup Race 4 broadcast just after this, but I don't think we're going to have one for you. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, two cars is makes that a little bit harder for a competition. I wonder what happened there then. I wonder why so many of
most people just give up. I'm not going to lie, most people just don't bother with the last race. I'm sure there are some mechanical woes in there as well, because obviously the 353, the 350 didn't start that previous race, but you know, they've done 3 races. That's probably all they've got in their tank. So we might get a bit of an additional break. There. They do say that you only need 2 cars for a race. I never thought I'd actually put that to the test.
I mean, we've seen them drop out late nights before, I guess. It's not often I have no words.
Quite. Ralph Maitrey in the Breton garage. Saw a look at Thomas Senior as well in that garage. Was giving me the very proud dad talk yesterday as well about Ewan, who was struggling to speak for himself with a little bit of man flu. He's been hanging around with James Winslow.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about James Winslow and his man flu that he's been spreading around. As I had to interview him earlier twice. And the immediate thing he said to me was, "I've got man flu." And I was like, "No, I don't want man flu." But luckily, I'm a woman, so...
I was going to say, can you get man flu?
I would just get a sniffle and be fine.
I was going to say, it's probably... you would just shrug it off while...
We would just get on with our lives.
Oh, look at it. Finally serving the black and orange flag.
There we
go. And it's off.
They're turning it all off.
Yeah, well, they've had to come in and address something. So that message, that was given about, what, 15, 20 minutes ago? No, more than that, about 20 minutes ago, yeah. And now finally DKR pulling that car into the pit lane. This is great. We've had confirmation Switch Racing's Porsche and the midget is taking part.
Okay, two are taking part.
So, goodness me.
Well, let's focus on what's going on in front of us at the moment. So John Brownson, unfortunately, looks like he might be retiring in the dying moments of this race, getting out the car and walking slowly into the garage while the team start to work on that car and see exactly what's happened. It is the last race for the European Sprint Prototype Cup this weekend. So disappointment for them, considering they've waited all day to race, unfortunately, and then they've had this issue.
Literally the whole way through.
Yeah.
I was with a friend of mine. We were competing in Race of Remembrance. When I say we, I mean he was, and I was holding the camera for him. But we had the, if you're not unfamiliar, 12-hour race at Anglesey on Remembrance weekend. And we had a gearbox issue about 15 minutes into the race. And we just thought, if only it had been the last 15 minutes, at least we would have got a good video out of it.
Yeah.
Well, the long shot of this retirement here for DKR is Miro Konopka now on the overall podium as an AM runner. Dramatic scenes in the closing stages of this European Sprint Prototype Cup race. One more meeting to go in Paul Ricard, where we're told that the numbers should dramatically increase.
I hope so.
More than double and hit double digits.
Yeah, that'd be great. It'll be great for all these races as well, because they want to be out there battling with the best and doing what they can. And yeah, you don't want to be racing just 3 people, do you? So
I would
I'm really
happily
excited to see that.
I would happily have a long-term home for these cars.
Yeah,
They are brilliant. Absolutely.
but it's
love
you
them.
know it's a new format, it's a new idea, and maybe it will take a little bit longer to get more people participating. And you know, if we get to see young talent like Ewan Thomas coming through and following his journey, then so be it.
He's the real success story here, isn't
Yeah,
he?
and it's great that he's got a platform to race in. So,
Yeah.
you know, Ultimate Cup have helped give these drivers their chance to pick up some wins and to show what they can do, and to, you know, add more to their CV.
Absolutely. Someone who's started off the year with no LMP3 experience and now racing in Le Mans Cup. Definitely a great advertisement for what this championship can do for young drivers. Great test beds out there. Oh, I love looking at the front brake discs glowing. Just brilliant. We were seeing in the GT Sprint earlier the blue haze of the exhaust, and some of them will burn blue and some of them will burn red, and just racing at night is just on another level.
Yeah, no, it's excellent, and you feel like you can see a completely different way that the car moves as well in the dark, because you can see the light shining in different places from the headlights, and it just makes for an exciting couple of hours, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Ewan Thomas about to come across the line to start the final lap of the race. Less than a minute left on the clock. Has overcome a 1-second stop and go penalty for a pit stop infringement. And continues to pull away to the tune of about 5 seconds per lap over Thomas Ambiel. It will be back-to-back victories for Ewan Thomas and Ralph Maitri. One could call it domination of the weekend.
Team manager of car number 3 has been told to report to the race director after the race.
That'll be because of the black and orange flag, but here comes Ewan Thomas to take the checkered flag for race number 2 in the European Sprint Prototype Cup. Alongside Ralph Maitri, it is back-to-back victories for the number 26 Breton Ligier. Thomas Ambiel will come across the line second for Rinaldi Racing, alongside Leonard Weiss, and then Miro Konopka will complete the podium. Wowzers.
Well, as we keep saying, Ewan Thomas is definitely someone to watch out for in the future, and can't wait to see him racing against some of the big names. I think it's definitely one to be watching out for in the future, and comes home to take over the car when it was in last position and fights his way up to first. So impressive performance from Ewan Thomas again.
And overcomes the stop and go penalty as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, the one too long second.
It was long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Breton need to check their stopwatches. It didn't really make a difference in the end. The winning margin, 33.6 seconds in the end. And in fact, Thomas Ambiel was ahead of Miro Konopka by 22.4 seconds. So that was, didn't really make any difference at all. John Brownson, I still assume was spinning on his own fluid. But that car ending up in the garage and not making the checkered flag, sadly. So that's all from the European Sprint Prototype Cup. And it's back in Paul Ricard. Let's look back at the race.
chat et de la souris.